Guess who got to visit TEDx Kanket this year? Well, of course, me, because it's my channel, so of course it's gonna be about me. But I got to visit TEDx Kanket, my first ever conference whatsoever. Like, it was my first time holding that delegate card and stuff. And well, I have a lot to talk about, so I'm gonna make this whole full size video. So, yep, let's go. First of all, I didn't go there on my own. I was sent there through my school, and I just love my school for doing that. Like, what kind of school sends their student to a TEDx? Like, that's cool, bro. But I went there, and God, that was such a great experience. This is, as I told you, my first ever conference type of thing. And I was at first very confused of what's the entry process, how I'm gonna do it. But then our teachers are there, and then they guide us, and then everything was okay. And even the staff was so friendly. Like, they were just so friendly. I didn't remember my email, so they just said that write anything. It's not like we're gonna email you. And after that, I went in. I went to the hall. They had like a bunch of they had coffee and tea present outside with the little biscuits for you to eat. And I did not eat any because, well, I was too shy to get it on my own. So I just quietly went inside the hall, took out my little notebook, and took out a little pen to write about all the things I see because, well, I was there through my school, and our school is like, you have to write your experience, you have to present it. And I mean, it's a good thing, it's not a bad thing, but like, we were the only one in the hall with a textbook and a pen writing down notes while the others were just like clicking, clicking, click, 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 click. It's not like we did not click photos. Of course, I took photos of every single slide because, well, I'm just too slow to write all of that down. So I just took pictures after pictures after pictures, and at some point I just kept on taking pictures. Like, most of them were blurry, but I took them anyway. And if you want to take a second to appreciate how pretty I look today, I think it's because of the lighting. It's of course because of the lighting. I'm not just living in my own natural habitat, but well, I look good enough for this video. So yeah. If I'm being completely honest over here, I did not know what a TEDx works. Like, I learned it just now. Like, not even now. I learned it in the hall. Like, there was the curator of TEDx, Rajiv Gupta, and he was explaining it to us. He said that TED was founded by some guy in the US who invited really cool people to give knowledge about the expertise and all that. It's like podcast, but it's more like you have to buy tickets and stuff. So it's like podcast, but with the more direct income. And don't ask me to explain stuff to you guys. I'm a horrible explainer. But either way, so he got us, he introduced it to us, and then we began with the first talk. The topic was an era of AI. The entire TEDx was based off an era of AI. Another thing, do I look like someone who is into technical stuff? Of course not. And do I look like someone who's into TED Talks? Of course not. I just went there for the experience, and well, it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. And our first speaker told us about AI, like intelligence, intuition. He told us some stories and all that. A couple more presentations, and then we got like a mini break, a mini tea break. So I, of course, went back to that tea stand because, well, now I wanted something. I wanted some like tea or coffee or something just for the sake of it. And I was still a little, shy to get it on my own. So I asked a senior to get me a cup, and she did not get me a cup, sadly. But she did get me biscuits. So I took two biscuits and I tried to dip it in her tea, and the biscuit got soggy and it fell into her tea. Like, I just dip it in, it fell in. Like, my entire impression ruined. Like, I cannot think what the other person might be thinking. And then it's a common norm that once you eat it, it's supposed like jhootha ho gaya. So you're not supposed to dip it that side back into the tea because, well, basic logic. I did not know that logic. I did it with the first biscuit. I just dipped it back in with no cares of the world. And her reaction, I wish I had seen her reaction. And the next time I go to dip the second biscuit, she's like, idiocy. And then she grabs the biscuit and like dip it from the back side. Dip it from the back side. And then I dip it from the back side. And after which we got back into our session, back into the room, and I'll have to tell about this one guy. Okay, he was this 16-year-old. You know, Raul the Rockstar. Like, I'm sure my audience is not familiar with it, and I'm sure maybe some Indians aren't also familiar with it. But I know like a small fraction of people who might know him, like 72.2k people who know him. Like, I'm sure that guy would just spit on my 882 subscribers. Like, got humbled a bit. But no, he was like a really good speaker, just a very flavorful speaker. Like, his entire speech was just funny. Like, funny, entertaining, and also somewhat knowledgeable. But I don't think it was all knowledgeable. Like, it was nothing good to take away from it related to the topic or something worth presenting. But here's the thing. He is the founder of AIL, a 3 times TEDx speaker and a content creator, as I said earlier. And he is labeled as the AI kid of India. The AI kid of India. Like, and right now, I may not be being sound so impressed, but back then, like, mind blown. Like, that was something I want to be. That was something I wanted to be from like back in the day. I wanted to be someone. But now the time has probably run. I'm already 14, like only 2 years left in being 16. But that is something I wanted to be. So of course, in the lunch break, I went to meet him, and there was such a big crowd. Like, everyone wanted to meet him. He was like the celebrity of the hour, or the celebrity in general. So in the entire crowd, me and my group just stood there like this. Like, we were just out there risking our whole dignity to get one picture with that guy. We did get like a picture, and they like cropped me out of that one, but no words. After that, we got our lunch, and delicious. I took like, out of the entire buffet, I only took 3 items, but the 3 items were delicious and well done. After that, we had a lot of time on our hand. So of course, we chose to roam around. Entered the hotel, we entered the main hotel. The program was being hosted in like ground and stuff, not in the building itself. So we went to take a look around the building, and we entered some cafes, some areas, and I pushed the pull door and apparently dislocated their grass carpet. Like, I'm sure we all have been there, done that type of thing. मतलब embarrassment नहीं करवाया तो और क्या करवाया. Apart from that, we took photos, most of which they asked me as the photographer. And at some point, I got pretty frustrated and said, "Are you guys like making me the third wheel or stuff?" And then the situation got even more awkward. And then they had to compulsorily take a bunch of me photos, which I got right there. And I had them take a bunch of me photos. After that, we went to like the balcony and stuff. We entered there, opened the door, and guess which person we found there? Again. Yes, Raul the Rockstar. You're correct. You're absolutely correct. We found him, and then am I using too many thens in like one single video? Okay, but then all of us felt like, I'm sure this guy is gonna think that we are stalking him or something. But we went there either way, just walked right in, had my camera on, and I'm gonna show you a clip. While I took this clip, I was just pretending that I was recording myself with the camera. Like, I was recording him for some very stalker type of reason. And then we went into the balcony. The balcony had attached rooms to it. And I mean, the rooms had a common attached balcony, and we were in the balcony, so this thing, that was the entire type of thing. And we found an open door, which my friend thought was probably some another common area, and she just went right in. Behind her, I'm shouting, "Don't go, that is probably someone's room." And behind us, there's Roll the Rockstar shouting, "Oh, that's our room, you can go." Embarrassment, embarrassment, embarrassment. Like, second time I got humiliated in front of that guy. Felt bad, felt really bad. But then we just walked out of the entire balcony. We went to the rooftop and it was not glamorous at all. All we found was some pigeons. And then we had a cute little receptionist take a bunch of photos of us standing in front of a Buddha statue apparently. And we went to the ballroom and we went to here and here and here and here and we basically explored the entire place. And after which, like decent little babies, we got back into the hall, sat back down and watched the rest of the program. But the only problem that was there was that the program had lost some of its glamour. Like for some reason, they had a literal tantric astrologer stand there and give a speech on AI. Like, what's that guy gonna do about AI? He talked about Astro Talk. So, of course, being the very pretty little caring, studious kids we are, we bunked the program. We bunked one entire speech. We just went back out roaming and we left the hotel, went to eat momos for some reason. Went to eat momos. But that was when nothing was happening, so I guess it's fair enough. We ate momos. It was fun. And I also called upon my dad to come pick me up because, well, it was almost over and I already had got the content I needed for the speech and stuff. So there were we picking out momos and just hoping that my dad didn't enter at the same time because, well, it's gonna be awkward. Like, he left me to write notes and here I was eating momos. So we took the momos, went back into the hotel, and just sat in the random balcony where we also took a bunch of photos earlier. And as we are about to eat it, my dad enters, and then I had to leave without even having a single bite of the gorgeous yellow momos. But doesn't matter. And as I went to get my bag from the hall, from the where the TEDx was taking place, guess who I meet again for the third time? Roll the Rockstar. But this time, it's not just a hi, 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 photo out. No. This time, I actually go to him and I ask him for a bunch of advice and he tries to sell me his course, which of course I do not buy into. I know courses are useful or useless. Like, I should not say this. He gave me some decent tips. And then while he's talking to me, I just took out my phone like, and then he's like, you look like you want to take some photos. And then I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, I have lost all my dignity and self-respect I had. There's nothing left to lose in front of you. So I might as well take another photo. Thank you so much, sir. That was it. Peak embarrassment. Peak embarrassment. You know what's even funnier part? By that time, like, it had been like 2 or 3 hours since I have heard the name Roll, and I still did not know how to pronounce it. So throughout in front of me, I was trying not to say his own name because, what's worse than continuously asking a guy for photos? Pronouncing his name wrong. Like, then I went, got my bag, and after which I went to eat some pani puri. So of course, the tragedy from the momos got recovered. And I also had a bonus ice cream. So yeah, everything went just perfect. And then I got my speech and I still haven't got to say the speech in front of my audience. I hope I get to speak it, but let's see how this goes.